All right, I have to show you this. This is the cage I made, 4x8 with the hardware cloth around it, galvanized hardware cloth, and inside there is all the black walnut trees. Well, there wasn't enough room because they got so big that I had to make a new one here, and I had this already kind of half made for blackberry bushes, and I kind of cut it in half for trees now. And when I first started putting this together, you can see you could actually use staple gun. My Milwaukee staple gun would actually go in it and hold it pretty good. But if you put too many staples in, or you have an older piece of PVC, what it does is it splits the PVC and cracks it. So you can see that actually happened right here. It actually broke this PVC piece right here, but it's all being held together with tie wraps. So this was the first one I made. And then my chestnut trees got so big and took up so much room that I didn't have any room for all the white oak trees and all the other little trees. They're the, what are they down there? Cherry trees down there. So I made a second one. And this one, I didn't use staples at all. I just used zip ties. You know, but it's one piece of cloth. The one piece of cloth goes all the way around, and it reconnects on one end. Is this the end? Yeah, it reconnects right here. So there's no seams all the way around it. And then I just cut a piece for the top, laid the piece on the top, and put the zip ties on this top piece down. When I first made this, I used T's because the hardware store didn't have corners. They just had T's. So that's kind of why it looks like kind of funny looking. But then I found you could just buy these T's off Amazon, like a 12 pack for $10. So I was like, oh man. So from now on, this is so light. It's so much lighter. Like you can like literally just lift this up. I mean, it's heavy enough to where the wind won't blow it, but like that, I actually had to build a door to get into this thing and like squat underneath there and move stuff around. But these ones, I just got to lift them up. I just lift them up, move them out of the way, and you can work on your trees like that. So I think for this is 3/4 inch PVC, if you want to know, 3/4 inch PVC, and they're 10-foot long pieces, and I think they were $5. $5 for one of these, and like I said, maybe $10 for a bag of these corners. And then this roll of hardware cloth did all three of these things, and I still have some left over right there. So, and I got that off Amazon too. So I think this might have cost me 20, 25, 30, I don't know, $50. So I don't know, something like that. It was a lot cheaper to do it this way than to sit here with a saw, cut all these angles, pre-drill every hole, and then put outdoor screws in every stinking spot, and then put the cloth on, and then staple the cloth. It was just very time consuming to do that. And this is pretty heavy. I mean, you can lift it, but it's real heavy. It's a lot heavier than just lifting up one of these. And I can just move these around. So I think from now on, I might make these, but I'll make them that size, that dimension, a 4x8, standard 4x8 ones. Like I said, these were already half made for berry bushes that I had. That's why they're that skinny. I think they're 2 foot. They're both 2 foot wide, and they sit flush to the ground, so the squirrels can't get underneath it there. So that's what I'm working on now. All right, this is a little white oak seedling. I thought this would be pretty interesting to show. Sticking out of a pot. That's all you see right there. Like 4 inches of tree. But look at the root on it. Look how far down the root goes. That's probably 16 inches worth of root. And that's why these taller pots are pretty important. So I'm just transplanting this because this tree was in a spot that wasn't that good. And this tree here is not doing well, so I'm going to move this oak tree to that position, into this pot. All right, I'm down at my white oak tree patch down here, and I noticed a bunch of squirrels down here, and it is the middle of August, which means, yeah, the acorns are falling off, and the squirrels are getting them. So it's time to pick them A lot of bad ones this year. I'm looking through these, and some of them are good. Not as many as last year. A lot of them are like that. They've been, something got to them in the shell. This one's okay. The mosquitoes are terrible right here. I gotta get out of here. All right, here's all the ones I picked for the year out of the backyard. I got a good bunch of them. I'll probably end up with like 30 trees or so. So that's pretty good. All right, I just planted all the acorns, the white oaks. I bought a pack of these off Amazon. There's 100 of them in there for like $30, and they're these things. And they make it look like it's an actual pot, but it's not. It's like plastic, real flimsy plastic. So I already had these air root pots, which there's just so many holes in these things that you cannot keep your plants watered. The downside to these is they dry out instantly, and when I put plants directly in here, trees, I could not keep them wet. They dried so fast. So I got these inserts, and I drop all the inserts inside there, and I'm going to fill them up like that as I'm getting stuff, and I'm going to use them like that and see how that works, because the inserts still have holes in them, but not as much as the air root containers there, and I can use the same holders just like that. So finished the cages, and I don't know if you can see in there, I put 2 white oak acorns. Let me see if I can lift it up. Yeah, there you go. I put 2 white oak acorns in each pot there, and we'll see what they do. I mean, white oaks instantly germinate as soon as they drop. That year, that fall, they'll start rooting like right now. You don't have to stratify the white oaks, and the squirrels are going to be real mad because the squirrels ain't going to be able to dig them up. That was one of my hardest things, is I had to keep moving pots up by the house, then I had to bring them inside the house, because the squirrels would just, no matter where I put them, the squirrels just devastated all my trees. So with my 3 little cages here that I made, it should be all right. Some of these are going to get planted this fall, and I'm going to try to overwinter some of these so that they're 2-year-old trees when they get planted. But some of them got to go because some of them are in smaller pots. Let's see if you can see. Some of them are in smaller pots like down there, especially these chestnuts. You can see the smaller pots. So I don't want them to sit in there for 2 years in a tiny little pot, so I'll probably plant those. And I won't use those small pots for the trees. I didn't realize how well they would do. So in the big 3-gallon pots, they're fine, but those little 1 gallons, I got to plant them. So I didn't want to plant a 1-year-old tree, like a seedling like that, but they're going to have to go in. But that's it. I didn't film it. I didn't film me planting it. I just, 1 big bag of dirt filled, let's see, all those. 2, 4, 6, 8 times 3, there's 24. So 1 bag of dirt did 24 of those little bag pots, 24 of these. So another bag of dirt will do all 3 of these right here, and I'll be done. In another month, I'll be able to get some more of the black walnuts from that tree, and I'm going to actually take the drive back to this tree and pick up some of these chestnuts, because they just look so good. They look really, really good. I'm going to spray paint all this black like I did that. That's spray painted black. That's why you can see in there. I think I did a video about that. So these, I'm going to tilt these over, take them off, and I'm going to spray all the wire black so you can see inside there. But that's it for now.